Hey, everybody. Today is Thursday, November the 2nd, and you are watching episode 10 of the best news program in all the land, FCN Prime News. I'm your anchor for tonight, Trezene, and I'm glad to be back on the news desk to bring you guys the stories that I know that you, the global majority, want to hear, perspective that truly matters to you. As always, we are simulcasting live on Facebook and YouTube, so you know what that means. Leave those thoughts in the comments because we want to interact with you all live and in real time. For those who are new to the FCN community, here's how this works. With each new story, you'll see an image pop up right about here, and along with it will be a hashtag to go with the story. Use that hashtag when you comment on a story, and it will make it so much easier for everyone to follow your comments, because if you know if your comment is good or funny, you know we're going to read it on the air. And at the same time, don't forget to share this video on your pages so that all your friends and followers can get in on this FCN action. Speaking of action, don't forget that tonight we have the 5th episode of the Scandal pregame show hosted by Starla K. Mathis. For all the folks who are out there watching the final season of Scandal, it airs live about 30 minutes after Prime News, so set your watches, your phones, and calendars to go get your snacks and then come back so that you can watch the Scandal pregame show. All right, so I am super ready to get to the news for tonight because social media has been lit up by this first story about a nasty, sociopathic college freshman who needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. In Connecticut, a white college student is facing a hate crime charge after she secretly poisoned her black roommate for several weeks. In addition to admitting to being hostile to the roommate, Brianna Brochu admitted to rubbing used tampons on her black roommate's backpack, licking her plate, forks, and spoons, putting moldy clam dip in her face lotion, and wait for it, putting her roommate's toothbrush inside of her butthole, all out of spite. Spite? That's what we're calling it these days? Okay. Jazzy Rowe is the name of the black girl on the receiving end of this psychopath's behavior. Both ladies were freshmen at the University of Hartford and randomly chose each other as roommates. Shortly after moving in together, Jazzy began experiencing all kinds of hostile, rude behaviors from Brianna, including refusing to interact with her, acting as if Jazzy was invisible, totally not present, doing things like turning off the lights when leaving their room, even though Jazzy would be right there doing her homework. Jazzy describes that she was getting sick as well. It started with throat pain, she explained. She said, "I thought maybe I was just getting a cold because it's so much colder up here, but after a month, it got to the point to where I had extreme throat pain that I couldn't sleep and I couldn't speak." You couldn't speak? This white girl got feces bacteria in your throat so badly that your vocal cords are affected and you were in pain. Like, this girl could have literally died. Eventually, after complaining, Jazzy was assigned a new room, and that is when she discovered Instagram posts by Brianna, who boasted about poisoning her. This is what the girl posted on Instagram. "Finally did it. Yo girl got rid of her roommate after 1.5 months of spitting in her coconut oil, moldy clam dip in her lotions, rubbing used tampons on her book bag, placing toothbrushes where their sun don't shine, and so much more. I can finally say goodbye, Jamaican Barbie." 1.5 months of doo-doo bacteria in your throat. It's disgusting. This Brianna is a nasty, methodical, no conscience having killer. Is legit doing things to this girl that she could have died from. Jazzy revealed the allegations in a Facebook video, which has gone viral and prompted the hashtag Justice for Jazzy. And quite truthfully, this was the only reason that anyone has even looked into this story at all. She tried to notify authorities, but the departments at her college basically moved things slowly and told her that she was forced not to talk about it until they finished their investigation. It wasn't until this video post that the university passed its investigation on to the Hartford police, and then when the video went viral, the police finally added the felony charge. Let's go to the social media post about this story. Melanie Mitchell, the creator of Gourmet Body Pastries out of Ohio, said this on Facebook: "I hope this girl, Brianna, gets the book thrown at her and the University of Hartford gets what's coming to them for not handling this properly. Yes, Melanie, especially the part about the university. No student should have to endure 1.5 months of this kind of treatment only to be given the runaround in investigations. And we all know the fact that Jazzy is black and a PWI is a main reason no one took her seriously. Let's go to another post. Latoya Jefferson from Indiana said this on Facebook. I want to be happy about these charges for Breonna Brochu, but one, it took social media going on a rampage for them to even charge her with a felony hate crime. She was initially only charged with a misdemeanor. And two, history has proven that crimes against black people don't always end in convictions, even when there is video footage or confessions of wrongdoing. Yes, Latoya, you are correct. Black people have to work so hard just to ensure charges are filed that sometimes we get tired doing the legal process and then ultimately defeated when a jury returns less than a no-deal verdict. Pressure has to continue to be placed on the legal system to ensure that this racist sociopath is prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, as close to attempted murder as that they can get. As far as outcome, Breonna was arrested by the West Hartford Police Department on October 28th and charged with second-degree breach of peace, third-degree criminal mischief, both misdemeanors, and then on November 1st, after this case got national attention, she was charged with intimidation based on bigotry and bias, which is a second-degree felony, which most people refer to as a hate crime. Breonna has also been formally expelled by the university as of today. Y'all know what bothers me most about all of this? That Jamaican black Barbie comment. We have a picture of Jazzy. Look at how pretty she is. So not only was Breonna hating on the basis of race, but it is clear that Breonna felt some kind of way about her looks based on Jazzy's looks. I saw a tweet that so eloquently summed up my thoughts on this. At Aki J83 said, when a female white supremacist gets jealous, things get nasty quick. Lord have mercy. Turns out that Twitter users, the best investigators on the planet, Breonna has a braiding business that she promotes on Instagram so she can give white girls black hairstyles. I'm not lying. Go look it up. It's braids_by_breezy. Listen, what an ugly case showcasing the intersection of hating on race and beauty. Speaking of ugly stories, this past Monday, political junkies and pundits were going ham with the announcement that Special Counsel Robert S. Mueller was indicting folks in connection with his appointment in the Russian probe for interference in the 2016 president election and whether President Trump has obstructed justice. The indictments came as no surprise, but what folks were surprised about was that it really didn't indict anyone directly regarding Russian collusion. Instead, it indicted Paul Manafort and his right-hand man, Rick Gates, on 12 counts of a whole bunch of white-collar crime related to political consulting and lobbying in connection with the Ukraine government. When I say a whole bunch of white-collar crime, y'all, I mean up to your eyeballs in financial scheming. I don't know a single person with any discernible amount of melanin who could have gotten away with these shenanigans as long as Manafort did. Not a single one. For those who aren't familiar, Manafort is President Trump's former campaign chairman. Here's what this dude was doing as outlined in the indictment papers filed with the court. Between 2006 and 2015, Manafort and Gates were unregistered agents for the Ukraine government, 2 Ukrainian political parties, and leaders of one of those political parties. They made tens of millions of dollars in income as a result of their work with them. They hid that work and those payments from the U.S. authorities by laundering the money through more than 15 U.S. and foreign corporations, partnerships, and bank accounts, and then lied to the U.S. government about all of it. Here's my favorite part of the indictment documents. Manafort used his hidden overseas wealth to enjoy the lavish lifestyles in the United States without paying taxes on any of it. He spent millions of dollars on luxury goods and services for himself and his extended family through payments wired from offshore accounts. He used these offshore accounts to purchase 4 multi-million-dollar properties in the United States, 3 in New York and 1 in Virginia. Then he borrowed millions of dollars in loans, using these properties as collateral, obtaining cash in the U.S. without reporting and paying taxes on this income. And then, in order to increase the amount of money he could access in the United States, this guy defrauded the lending institutions on these properties so they can lend him more money at more favorable rates than he otherwise would be able to obtain. The other guy, Rick Gates, he aided Manafort in doing all this. He profited as well, and he didn't report his income either. In total, more than $75 million flowed through these offshore accounts. Manafort laundered more than 18 million. Gates laundered more than 13 million from all of these offshore accounts and other accounts that they controlled. $75 million from political consulting and lobbying. Listen, I'm going to go update my LinkedIn profile tonight and say that I am available for political consulting and lobbying. $75 million. So all in all, they were charged with conspiracy against the U.S., conspiracy to launder money, failure to report foreign bank accounts, and failure to register as foreign agents. Here's why all of this matters in this Russian probe. This is the first indictment of Mueller's probe, and although it doesn't explicitly link a former Trump campaign associate directly to the Trump-Russian collusion, it does shift the probe even closer to Trump and those close to him. And it definitely negates Trump's claims that Mueller's work is simply a witch hunt with no basis. And it's also a sign that the special counsel's investigation is nowhere close to being complete, because these charges come with the potential for 20 years in prison, putting a lot of pressure on Mr. Manafort to provide some information in order to get some leniency. Listen, I love this strategy. Mueller is not here for show. He is moving slowly, strategically, methodically, and I love it. It's clear he is following the paper trail and looking at the numbers, and that's how you always find the dirt. I'm loving it. And many of you on social media are too. Let's look at this tweet from @Anthony Caruso on Twitter. He says, if Mueller actually manages to bring down Trump and his administration, history will remember him as one of the greatest heroes our country has ever seen. In another tweet, @TheGoddessShare said this, and I died. If Mueller approaches sex with the same slow, precise, meticulous method that he does in his indictments, Mrs. Mueller is one lucky woman. I agree, TheGoddessShare. I wholly agree. What do y'all think about all of this? We're gonna go to commercial, and while we're gone, leave your question. Oh,
you got comments.
Oh, we have comments.
Yes. So Selena White on Facebook's I'm real country right now. On the Facebooks has said she needs her ass whooped. This is in regards to Justice for Jazzy. Mm-hmm. She needs her ass whooped. So hateful. It'll be interesting to see how the justice system handles this case. Heather Walker says, this case is so disgusting. It should have been a hate crime from jump. And Selena White obviously says, again, where's the attempted murder? Brianna, a.k.a. Becky, was jealous. Jason E. Atkins on Facebook says, Pence is about to be president, in regards to the story about Mueller. And and Jason E. Atkins also said he should update his LinkedIn profile as well.
That's funny. Thank y'all for commenting. That's so funny. And the fact that Prince could become president is just as scary for different subtle reasons. With that, we're going to kick it to commercial. When we come back, we'll have some more positive stories for you guys moving forward.
Hello, Evil Corp. We are F Society. Over the years, we've been watching you. your financial abuse of the poor, your corruption of governments, your cover-ups of the murder of innocent, ordinary citizens, all for the sake of profit. This is why we at F Society have decided you must die. We are malicious and hostile. We do not compromise. We are relentless. We will not stop until every tentacle of your evil monstrosity is sliced off at the nerve. Consider yourself warned.
A Republican mayor has raised big bucks for charity with a drag queen act and basically told anybody who disagreed with it that he has no time for haters. Kennesaw Mayor Derek Easterling hit the stage at Buckhead Theater in Atlanta last week, impersonating Christina Aguilera for the charity event termed Battle of the Brain, hosted by Daughters Against Alzheimer's Association. He helped raise $250,000 to help Alzheimer's patients with the drag performance. It has brought a mixed reaction on social media, but Easterling is not tripping. He said he is so not sorry that he and 9 other competitors helped bring $250,000 to make life better for those suffering with this serious illness. He said, "I tried to put the fun in fundraiser, and I have 250,000 reasons why I did it." But that hasn't stopped critics from questioning his leadership and believing it was beneath his office. Beneath his office? Our nation's president is a reality TV show star, for crying out loud. Give me a break, people. Easterling said, "You know, I've got a good sense of humor and was hoping people would find entertainment value in this. I didn't want to do what everyone was expecting. I didn't want to be some stiff up there mouthing a song. I took it to the next level to raise awareness for the 5 million people that suffer from Alzheimer's disease." Okay, mister, take it to the next level. The mayor also shared that he has a personal connection to this issue because his grandmother suffered from the disease. And as he recalls it, the attendees loved the show. They loved the show. Hey, this man raised $250,000 for a charity. He wasn't stealing, he wasn't lying, he wasn't colluding, he wasn't making fun of disabled reporters, he wasn't inciting white nationalism. Lord have mercy, people. Just let this man be. On the other side of the nation, Brianna Holbert, an agricultural education major at the California State University, is the first Black woman in the history of the Future Farmers America to be elected the position of its president. She is one of the 6 Black Americans that actually hold national office, but she is the first female to actually be president. For those who aren't familiar with the FFA, it is the largest youth organization in the United States with nearly 700,000 members, almost 8,000 chapters in all of the United States. It aims to build partnerships with companies in various industries to help obtain resources and funding for agricultural organizations, education, and student development. In a very heartfelt social media post on Sunday, she reflected on the reality of the new position and expressed gratitude for the opportunity, calling it unique, beautiful, challenging, and encompassing. A warm congratulations to Miss Brianna Holbert on her achievement. In our final news story today is Latinas Equal Pay Day, and it's just in time Just in time for this honor, the Institute for Women's Policy issued a report that establishes that Latinas fare the worst among all women waiting for equal pay with white men. The report calculates that women overall will not see equal pay until the year 2059. But the pace of change varies significantly by race and ethnicity. The exceptionally slow pace of progress for Hispanic women, for instance, is nearly 2 centuries behind that of white women who expect to see equal pay in 2056. Black women aren't projected to see equal pay until 2124, which is 107 years from now. Latinas have to wait 216 years until the year 2233 to receive equal pay. But what's happening in the meantime is gross injustice. The president of the IWPR, who issued this report, said if left unchecked, pay inequality could harm several generations worth of families and cripple future growth of the United States economy. For those out there looking for an issue to get involved, to be more involved politically, equal pay is definitely an issue that you can get involved in, because it's in every state, it's in every level of government, to work hard to establish pay equality for women, particularly Latinas and Black women. Oh, what's happening? Okay, nothing's happening. All right, so today our resident sports guy, J-Co, is not here today, but nevertheless, I do have to mention 2 stories that were in the news on social media today. One was the Astros. After more than half a century, the Astros have won their first World Series title in one of the most dramatic World Series ever. The Astros sucked the air out of Dodger Stadium, as ESPN would say, from the outset. They jumped on the Dodgers starter Yu Darvish for 5 early runs and then cruised to a 5-1 clincher on Wednesday, the first World Series Game 7 at Dodger Stadium. According to ESPN, the Lone Star State now has its first World Series champion as the Astros climb to the top of the baseball world. And when you add in the Texas Rangers, 46 years without a title, the combined drought is even longer than the ones the Cubs broke last season. Congratulations to the Astros for their win. In the NFL news, though, better ingredients, better pizza? More NFL anthem protests, less sales? That's the message that Papa John's CEO is trying to push to everyone, blaming the NFL and all of its protests for the loss of sales for its pizza. Social media literally roasted the Papa John's CEO, saying, are you sure, NFL, that's causing your slump in sales, or is it the fact that your pizza is disgusting that is costing you sales? The NFL has not made a statement on this, but Papa John's CEO believes that these issues should have been nipped in the bud last season, and it hasn't, and therefore he has pulled advertising from NFL because it isn't helping his shareholders. I hope that Papa John sees what's happening on social media and realizes that really it's his terrible ingredients that is causing his terrible pizza. And with that, we're going to kick it over to...
Oh, you want me to say something?
No, I'm just saying I'm going to commercial. We're going to the pop culture corner. We're going to go to the pop culture corner.
And it ain't a corner, man. It's like a whole hood over here, man. It's like the pop culture cul-de-sac, fam.
The pop culture cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac ain't thug. I'm from off the streets now. So maybe it is a corner. Okay, I take it back. Yeah, this is the pop culture corner, son of man. This is the corner.
Are we on Revolution?
We on me?
Just go. Yeah, go to
it's on me. Hey everybody, what's up? This is the Pop Culture Projects. This is your main man, the Revolution. Real quick, this has been a pretty interesting week. Papa John's, first and foremost. I never liked Papa John's. I thought Papa John's was started in Indiana, because the only time I ever had Papa John's before was coming to Bloomington. Bloomington always had Papa John's. I was like, man, they was always ranting and raving about that trash-ass pizza at Bloomington's campus, because I used to party there. I didn't go there. I would go there to party because, you know. So, yeah. But anyway, my first story this evening is actually Snoop Dogg. Have you all seen it? Snoop Dogg has a new album coming out, and it really harkens back to Ice Cube's 1991 album cover. If you haven't seen it, has anyone seen it? Is it up? No, it's up. Okay. So Snoop is in serious controversy right now because of this. On the album cover, it depicts a white man with a toe tag, and it's boldly emblazoned with the name Trump on the toe tag. So, the extreme right is going crazy, but this is what Snoop said. The president says he wants to make America great again. F that ish. We gonna make America crip again. He raps on the track. The Dogfather stated the image was not a statement of a political act. It's just good music. Certain people feel like we should make America great again. But that time they're referring to always takes me back to a separation and segregation. So I'd rather make America crip again, he said to Rolling Stone. I love Snoop. I just don't get make America crip again. I don't get it. We're gonna make America gangbang again and sell dope again, or is it just?
Remember the positives.
No.
From America.
Ooh. I don't remember no positives from that. Here's something funny though. A tweet from Jay at Cloudburst said, "Funny how it's okay for Eminem to say ish about President Trump, but it's not okay for Snoop Dogg to. By funny, I mean racist." See, let's talk real quick about the double standard. It exists. It exists for men and women. It exists between black and white. It definitely exists between political party. Because, I may be a card-carrying member to a certain party, but that's neither here nor there, okay? That's neither here nor there. I don't have time for y'all public dragging because of my political leanings and affiliations. So, I beg you to climb up out my mentions. And did you notice that I was ashy when I was reading the comments? And I'm still ashy because Crystal told me to put vegetable oil in the shea butter. And because I just got the hard shea butter. And I don't do that. So the elbows is going to be ashy for a spell. They're going to be ashy for a spell. Speaking of the spell, let's talk about some Asian magic up in this piece. Huh? Have you all seen the Entertainment Weekly Newsweek, not Newsweek, magazine cover? Yo, it has on there probably the only all Asian cast film since 1993's The Joy Luck Club. Can you believe that? Yeah. Kevin Kwan's Crazy Rich Asian graces the cover this week of Entertainment Weekly. The film version of the 2013 novel stars fresh off the boat Constance Wu and newcomer Harry Golding as the love-struck Rachel and Nick, who struggle to navigate the insane lavish world Nick's family inhabits in Singapore. That is going to be so awesome. Twitter is enthralled by it. Everyone is out there talking about it, especially a lot of the Asian community. Do you have a tweet? Have you got a tweet about that?
We got a tweet.
Okay, angry Asian man. Of course, producers wanted to change Rachel Chu into a white woman, but author Kevin Kwan wasn't having it. Man, was that really true that they really tried to whitewash a character in this man's novel?
We're talking Hollywood, right?
Yeah, this is old Hollywood. This is Hollywood. Man, that's so disrespectful. But congratulations to Kevin and company. That film is going to be amazing. I know I'm going to be a ticket holder. I hope you all will be too, so we can, enjoy what inclusion looks like in the C cast of every shade of every ethnicity, and because we already tackled size, because it's a whole bunch of fat white women in movies now. Like they Hollywood love that's their diversity.
Yeah.
You know what we could use right now? No, not Kevin Hart. We'll come back to Kevin Hart.
Kevin will be here.
Kevin's gonna be around, but you know what would be awesome if we put with Kevin? How about we put one of our stockpile of fat white women? Oh my goodness. That Melissa McCarthy, she's a riot. She's an actual hoot. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, Reg, I love you.
Yes.
I love you, Reg. You're not like the other ones. You know what I'm talking about,
I know exactly. I hear that like.
You have such a pure jump shot, man. Like, you don't shoot like one of the homeboys off the block, But yeah, get that fat white chick in here ASAP, okay? Kevin, my homeboy Kevin. I just call him, he comes a running. Kevin's always ready to do a movie. So, yeah. So that's that story. Up next, hey, fam, what's up with y'all boy Tyrese? What's up with Tyrese?
Somebody needs to pull the social media from his fingers.
Yeah. His ex-wife. Well, soon to be. No.
Yeah,
that's why he was on that crying.
Yeah, that's
my baby.
What more do you want?
This is a reenactment. I give you $13,000 a month in child support. What more do you want? Don't take my baby away from me. Listen. I don't know what was more faker this week. Tyrese crying or that Wendell Williams, that Sasquatch.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't. That wasn't overheating. I've overheated before.
I have overheated, and Wendell was
That's that cocaína.
La cocaína es muy bueno, cabrones. See what? Wendell passed out. I don't know which one is faker. I think Wendell was faker, but Tyrese, there was a alligator tears. With the crocodile tears, they wasn't real. So anyway, before I go on a tangent here, Tyrese says after sharing a video on Facebook of himself crying during a messy custody battle with his ex-wife Norma Gibson, he was rambling on, blah 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 blah, crying repeatedly. Don't take my baby. Yeah. I did that reenactment, and then after that, he got back on social media and said, "Oh yeah, no, fam, I'm alright. I'm good. I'm good." And then he said, then he blamed a lot of his stuff on the Fast and Furious franchise, and that film is slowing up his finances and it's making him act out. And so, but here's the kicker to that. Tyrese also threatened to walk from the film. Okay, listen.
He's threatening to bite the hand that is feeding him.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something, okay? I'm damn near the Tyrese Gibson child support amount, okay? Listen, I pay NBA money in child support, okay? And y'all ain't never seen me on social.
What more do they want?
You angry sack of laundry! You know that crowd. That's when you didn't bro.
Yeah.
That's what I would look like if I really let it out. That angry sack of laundry.
So Larry Banks Jr.
Larry Banks, what's he got?
He says, "I think they'll be cool if he walked away." I think.
Listen.
I think the franchise will survive.
Listen, they had a whole white man die. Yeah. They had a whole white man die, and the next film, $1 billion. If they can do without the white boy that the franchise was damn near built around, Tyrese, you and your coke singing ass will be gone too. Ain't nobody forgot your ass was singing on a bus.
Sweet lady isn't bringing in the residuals.
The residuals. Sweet lady. No.
I think he needs that fast money.
He needs that fast money for some gas money, okay? Please don't take my car from me. That's all I got. $13,000. Tyrese, please. I think that's all I got, fam.
That's all you got?
Yeah, speaking of gas, I'm all out. I'm the Revolution, and this has been Pop Culture. Holla at your boy. Trust me. Take it away.
All right, y'all. That's it for FCN Prime News. Stay tuned. In 20 minutes, Starla K. Mathis will be here with her guests, Gabby and William, for the Scandal pregame show. You do not want to miss the hilarity and the hot takes and the amazing sound bites that come out of that show. So go get your snacks, go use the bathroom, whatever you got to do, and come back in 20 minutes for the show. And with that, we will see you guys next week.